Hey everybody, and welcome to the bait shop. Got something fun tonight. We are making fish sticks in Junebug. So I've got a plastic going here, plastic one in the microwave. I've already added 2 cups to here. We have got our colors for this: dead on Junebug, dead on electric grape. We've got our flake here, dead on Celtic. And of course we are using tonight for this recipe dead on, knocked everything over, dead on Black Label swim bait jerk bait blend. That's my favorite blend for stick bait style baits. And I like the sinking because then I don't have to add salt, which means they're more durable, they have better action. And that's kind of our thing with our fish sticks, is we want them to have the best action, the best durability you can get without being Elastec style plastic. So yeah. Got it cooking up. It's looking pretty clear in here. There is some micro bubbling which clouds it up, but you can see that's pretty clear down there. By the time we get all the cups added and then we start stirring, what in the world happened here? By the time we get all the cups added and we start stirring, it's going to look super cloudy, but it's just micro bubbles that get introduced as you stir. So gonna get stuff finished cooking up and get our colors added, and we'll start shooting baits and looking at them. So also, I've got my molds on a hot plate over here on a griddle. So I mean, this morning, I want to say it was around 30 when I got up this morning, around 7. The day before was 29. It gets cold here in Tennessee. And this is a mud room, so it's like the outside room, or a closed-in porch, whatever you want to call it. I've got the walls insulated, you've seen, or the windows rather, insulated. We keep it pretty shut up to try and keep it warm. We run space heaters in the afternoon, so it's warm when I come out here to make bait. With all that, with stick bait style molds, you run into problems if the molds are cold, with denting, with bubbles. So I've got them on the griddle right now. I've got it low, set somewhere around 150 to 200. Just trying to get them warm. I'm actually going to turn that up. So the griddle has turned itself off. Turn it up. We'll turn it all the way to 200. But I've got them on the griddle upside down. So here's the port. That's flat against the griddle. I can touch that. That is not hot at all. It's going to heat up. It's got plenty of time. We've got 8 more cups of plastic to cook after what's in the microwave. I do that because when I run stick baits, if I'm going to have problems, they're going to be on the top sets of worms. That's where I get the bubbles, that's where I get the denting, because the plastic starts to cool by the time, because it flows in and fills up, right? The bottom ones are going to fill first, and on a mold like this, that's constructed like this, the bottom ones fill first. And so then I end up with trouble on the top 2 or 3 if the molds are too cold. So I actually have them upside down so that those top cavities can get warm first, so that when it does come time to shoot, that will help keep the plastic, as it's finally reaching those top cavities, help keep it warm enough that we're not having denting and we're not having bubbles. Just a pointer to try out for you all. All right, we are officially cooked up. We got a beautiful Junebug there. Still warm. So I'm getting ready to run the molds. We'll run all 3. Molds are hot, which is good. And then we'll take a look at them. Get this adjusted here. 1, 2, 3. All right. Move my pigments and get those sealed back up. Alright, so shoot it. I got my special spoon. Plop a little bit more on there. And we're going to go ahead and move this right here. Slide this over. this cleaned off. Right in there. Because I started with the injector hot, I gotta have 2 gloves for it. It's pretty warm. Stir here. Yeah, that's looking good. There's another thing to think about too. Just a second. We'll go back to that. Okay. So another thing that you might come across if you're a bait maker or you do, to whatever degree you do it, color in the plastic when plastic is hot does not always 100% equal color of the plastic when it is cooled. I'll give you an example. This is the exact same recipe. You see that? Purple, and now we've got some semi-hot plastic here still. Much more blue. As this plastic cools, it shifts more towards that purple. And that's just the nature of these pigments in this plastic. So sometimes you need to get like a baseline for your pigment type. So like a good baseline, as a tip here, if you're using Lureworks plastics, or Lureworks pigments, not their dyes, but their pigments, the dyes too, a good saturation point is 40 drops. You want a pretty much solid black bait, 40 drops. Now if you want like your tails and whatnot to be solid, then maybe 60, but 40 is a good saturation point. And that kind of carries across most pigment brands that I've used, is if you start with 40 drops, that's a good saturation point for like a solid bait. So if you know your colors and your pigments, you can tweak them around. You say, okay, well, I'm gonna start this one off at 15 or 20, and then I'm gonna shoot it, and I'm gonna see how it turns out once it's out of the mold and it's cooled off. And the color might be a little bit different. So something to think about. Junebug especially is one I found using these two colors. It does not look exactly the same in the pot and in the injector until it's out of the mold and it's cooled off a little bit. So let's get this one demolded. I'm gonna gas mask back up because it's a little stinky. See how these look. Check them out. Check them out. They look great. Still a little on the blue side, but like I said, as it cools down, it's going to shift a little bit deeper purple. I don't know if I can get the focus on that. Yeah, looks good. So, from here, they're still hot, kind of, into the water bath. Water bath does two things, especially with stick base like this that are a sinking plastic. It does two things. One, it cools them down pretty quickly so that they stay straight. Cools them down, gets them to float in their natural shape. And that's the way they want to stay. Two, these are sinking. They should sink. So I can look at the water bath and it helps give another layer of quality control. If 4 are sinking and 1 is floating up, there's a problem with that stick bait and I can inspect it and see what's going on. Usually it means there's a couple air bubbles in it. That one looks exactly like I want it to look. All right. Yeah, you see, this is floating right here. That's because air gets in the end there. But the individual stick baits are not floating up at all, which means we're good. All right, so we're done. Everything's shot. Everything's out of the chill tank here. Molds are cleaned up. Got my pigments ready there to go inside because it gets so cold in here that they have to be stored inside. Table's cleaned up. It's one of my favorite things about the way that everything's been organized in here this last time around is there's a place for everything. So when I'm done it for the night, 5 minutes, clean it up, put it away where it goes, and then that's where it is. here is our Junebug fish sticks. Good number of them right there. So those will cure for a couple days, and then I will get them bagged up, and they will be on the website as along with all of our other beautiful Junebug baits here. Cool. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. If you're enjoying the bait making series, please drop a like, drop a comment, suggest a color. I think next time around we're going to be doing something a little more off the wall. Probably still on the fish sticks, but I'm thinking maybe some color shift stuff, something fun. So, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I will catch you all next time.